all about everything bedazzled. I had bedazzled sweatshirts and on my pants and then on my sneakers and socks, anything that I could possibly get my hands on, it had little jewels around it. I was pretty much a girly girl in the 1980s. I loved My Little Pony and I had Care Bears. I would sleep in my bed and had all my little Care Bears surrounding me.
So fashion in the 80s was interesting. Some of it's actually making a comeback, like the high jeans and stuff like that. But I remember braiding my hair at night so that I would wake up and it looked crimped, and then having like side ponytails and wearing leggings with leg warmers over them, whether or not I was ice skating. And what else? A lot of spandex, which thankfully that's not really coming back, or I don't think it is. And a lot of like hair accessories. I remember that too, just like ribbons and bows and flowers and stuff like that. So the 80s was definitely an interesting time, and thankfully fashion's progressed a little bit since.
So what I remember most about the 80s definitely had a lot to do with Care Bears, My Little Pony, Rainbow Bright, playgrounds, and coloring.
Under the moonlight, this serious moonlight, and if you say run, I'll run with you, and if you say hide, we'll hide.
So the 80s was my childhood, and I think that the things I remember best about the 80s are John Hughes movies. So especially 16 Candles. I watched that movie I think 5 million times. And also with the pictures I sent in, I really liked especially my one where I was at Disneyland, because that was my very first trip to Disneyland ever. I didn't grow up in California, and my mom had made a special trip to take us, and like, I obviously was very in love with Pluto back then. I don't quite remember it, but I like seeing all those pictures because it has my grandma in it as well. And yeah, so the 80s for me was amusement parks and John Hughes.
So here is my 80s photo, the classic. It was actually from a photography assignment of one of my friends, and I'm pretty sure it was 1989, because that would have been the year that I got my driver's license. And in the 80s, getting a driver's license was a huge deal. You got it the second you possibly could, because we were allowed to drive at the age of 16 with our friends in the car, and our parents would not take us anywhere. So this was my first car, a 66 Chevy, which is not as cool as it sounds. It was really just cheap.